Well, when we got that big line of cheers for Avengers Doomsday, all of us noticed one of the biggest names missing. That was Hugh Jackman, and since then speculation has run rampant he will be part of the film, with a very big lack of proof. But now we've got a new set picture that seems to indicate he is definitely in the film, and it came directly from a stunt double. So let's take a couple minutes to talk about the return of Hugh Jackman, its potential for Wade Wilson, and why this picture might not stick around very long. Stay tuned. Well, there's been pretty high expectations that Hugh Jackman will suit up once again as Wolverine in Avengers Doomsday, and some new social media posts have definitely lit that idea on fire. Now, earlier today, there was a video from Jackman's Instagram account that showed the actor training, and every time Jackman picks up a weight, everybody just basically assumes he's taken up the role. Now, often that really is a good indicator, but definitely could be signaling a lot of other things. But it becomes more interesting when his stunt double gets involved and it's directly related to Marvel Studios. Now, earlier today, Daniel Stevens, who has pretty much spent a huge part of his career doubling as Wolverine for Hugh Jackman, seemed to absolutely confirm he was working on a project at Pinewood Studios in London, where Avengers is currently being based. So let's go ahead and check out the image. Now, that is not subtle at all, and I actually expect him to be forced to pull it down. That shows him peeking out a trailer window with the caption from the trailer, and he highlights a picture in the background of Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, obviously, this isn't confirmation from Marvel Studios or Hugh Jackman themselves, but Marvel's going to keep these cards close because they want a lot of surprises, and Hugh Jackman's a true professional, so I wouldn't expect him to leak anything. Honestly, after the success of Deadpool and Wolverine, I would be utterly shocked if both of these characters are not part of this film at all. The movie brought in over $1 billion and drove a ton of people into theaters. And many people would absolutely flat out just show up if Wolverine was in the film. So Marvel's not going to miss this opportunity, especially after a couple of recent misses. Now, does this mean Deadpool's in the movie too? Well, this isn't his stunt double, so I'm not going to totally speculate on that, but I don't think given the end of Deadpool and Wolverine, you can have one without the other. The two actors playing those two characters are now kind of connected in a way that makes it pretty hard for Marvel Studios to break it up, and I actually don't think they would want to. Now, how big of a part both of them play, that's obviously Jackman has joked about his MCU return, saying, I can't really say much, except when they say appear, it's more like dominate and destroy every other character. And then he said, I'm kidding. So he obviously knows his impact on the greater world of the MCU. We do know Jackman has long wanted to be part of the greater MCU and absolutely wanted to team up with Chris Evans as Captain America amongst others. And with many of those actors returning or speculating on returning, Chris Evans said he wasn't coming back the other day and he couldn't look at the camera, as I believe he lied. But in any case, you know Jackman would be there if they want him to be, and it really does feel like at this point that is absolutely happening. Now, the pieces for this project are coming together really, really fast, and we're just a couple of weeks from Fantastic Four First Steps. With the Russos directing and a script by Stephen McFeely, who worked on the Russo Captain America movies as well as Infinity War and Endgame, I think we're absolutely set up for a very, very big win from Marvel Studios, and having Wolverine in that only adds more steam to the project. Avengers Doomsday is set to be released on December the 18th, 2026, almost 18 months after Fantastic Four. So we're going to have a big lull for Marvel Studios at the big screen, but I do think it's going to be worth the wait, and including Wolverine is nothing but a huge win. So what do you guys think? Are you ready for Hugh Jackman to suit up once again as Wolverine in Avengers Doomsday? And if he shows up, do you think Deadpool will be with him? Tell me what you think in the comments below. Before we take off, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily Marvel and DC news, and we want to bring you all the news truthfully and transparently so you're really in the know.